Welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today we're going to be looking at my latest model, which is Jack Sparrow. But before we do that, roll those credits. Right, now, so Jack Sparrow, this is the GAN body model. This is scaled up to 220%, obviously, because it's what we seem to do. So I've put him all together and I've primed him. I had a little bit of filling to do in places where there was joins. He went together very well. All I would say is, for some reason, I've looked on GAN body as well. Just up here where his bandana meets the hair, there seems to be a gap in between the two. Now on GAN body, on the model they've got on there showing painted, it's exactly the same gap, so I should imagine it is the model. So I'll maybe speak to them and let them know that there does seem to be some sort of an alignment fault there. But a bit of filler, you're talking it was a couple of mil, so a bit of filler and you'll never know it was there. It's gone now. Right, there's still parts to go on this. You've got like his dreadlocks on the back, his scarf, his scabbard and the compass and stuff. I haven't put them on only because to make my life easier for painting this. With them on, painting will be very difficult. It's easier to paint the model, paint these separately, then attach them. The hands, they're not glued in because, again, 1,000 times easier to paint them and paint the sleeves and put the two in after. The hat is removable, so you can either have him with his hat on or with his bandana, however you please. Right, this was printed on my two longer LK4 Pros, so it was done on a 0.2 layer height. They managed to bang this out in about 5 days between them. One of them is a standard, the other one has got a micro Swiss hot end on it, which works great, but what you do is lose a little bit of the Z height. So what I need to do is put a pancake stepper motor on that so I gain my Z height back. So that was that. That got that done in like 5 days. Now the base. The base I've already painted. Reason being is, you can see when you lay him down, as soon as you start painting him, you're going to end up marking or scratching the paint you've done. So I painted the base, got it done, so that when I'm not painting him and I'm doing other bits, I can stand him on the base, paint's not going to get damaged. Right, so here's the base. It's quite a nice base for a change. Instead of being a pile of rocks, this one's quite interesting. So when I printed this, I had to do it on my sidewinder because it wouldn't fit on anything else, but it also wouldn't fit on the sidewinder as it is. So I had to print it standing up like that, diagonally across the build plate. What it did do was make the print a lot longer, so this was about 79 hours in the end on a 0.2 layer height, because obviously as it printed you had supports underneath all this rope, then on top of the rope there was more supports up to the next bit of rope and so on. The whole thing was a blanket of supports. Now it did take me quite a while to clean them out. It was probably like an hour, but my support offset must be set really well because there's no marks on it. What's more, because it was printed sideways like that, these boards are all textured like old wood. Usually if you was to print it like that, yeah, granted it'd probably be like a 30-35 hour print, but you would have gradient lines on the top. Well, when you do it sideways you haven't got any. And how clean this came out, I think I'll probably be doing a lot of my bases like this in the future. I'd rather the longer print time, but get a super clean base like this. Really nice. So again, that's all done. Let's pop him back up there. Right, now onto paint. So I've still got a little bit of clean up to do on this. There's still a few little snots here and there on it. Still a few little bits of supports here and there that just need taking off. Obviously you can imagine where his hair is, there's a lot of tiny little supports there. Well, when you prime it, you can then see the ones that you haven't got when you were cleaning the model to start with. So I'm going to get to doing a little bit more finish work on this, cleaning it up a little bit more, and then I'm going to start painting. I'm going to time-lapse some of the painting. I don't know whether I'll time-lapse it all because I don't sit for like 6-7 hours and paint. I'll do a couple of hours, I'll go away, I'll come back for a couple of hours, so I should imagine this is going to take me best part of the week. But what takes me a week is going to be about 3 seconds time for you. So let's get on to painting. Right, so welcome back. Jack is now done. Took me, I don't know, about 5 days. I had a bit of a wait in between because I was waiting on some paint to be delivered, which was delayed. But he is now done. I've got to say, super happy with this. It's not. I do a lot of characters. A lot of my paint jobs and prints are characters. But this is not one I would usually do. A lot of mine tend to be a lot of skin tones and stuff like that. But I'm really happy with how this came out. I'm happy with how the weathering came out on his jacket and everything. So I did time-lapse most of it, as you see. There was some I didn't do because I don't tend to paint for hours at a time. I might come in and do half an hour. So I only tended to time-lapse the longer sessions I did. But yeah, super happy with this. Again, this was done at 220%. And yet again, another great Gambody model. Printed perfect. There was one little issue, which was up where his bandana joins his head. There's a little gap there between the hair, but like between the bandana and like the two parts of hair, but a little bit of filler. You can't even see that. So yeah, I hope you like it. I'll do some close-ups of it now, so you can see it in a bit more detail. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. I am currently just doing a really big tree beard, so that is a future video, but there's a fair bit of printing left on that. James is currently doing a mermaid, which is going to be bigger than he planned it to be. But the paint job on that is looking cool so far. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video, whatever one that will be. But until then, thanks for joining us.